In this webcast, you're going to discover what you need to know about videos in 2017. Let's go. Hi everybody, this is Antoine Dupont with Katapult.Marketing, and this is webcast number 22. And we have a very, very special guest with us today, Kate Volman. Hi Kate, how are you?
What's up?
What's up?
I am awesome. Thank you so much for having me. So fun.
Yes, my pleasure. It's great to have you. So Kate, for the 2 or 3 people that don't know you in South Florida, and the couple dozens of people that don't know you worldwide, please introduce yourself. So your name, your company, and what you love to do for a living.
My name is Kate Volman. I help my clients build better relationships with their audience and create powerful partnerships by really meaningful content. And I do that through consulting and through my workshops. So I focus a lot on video content because I love video. I love live video. And I just think that there's a lot of small business owners who can really be leveraging video in a bigger way to build their audience and grow their businesses.
Very, very cool. I couldn't agree with you more. I was earlier in the year in one of the largest social media convention, and someone from VP of Facebook came out and said that by 2020 it will be all mobile and all video. So I think you're doing the right thing. I've seen your channel, I've seen your YouTube, I've seen what you do. You're completely in line with what all small businesses should be doing, and actually what everybody should be doing, which is producing great videos. And I think you're going to be an amazing expert for this webcast to provide value. So listen up. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about 3 specific things, right? 3 specific things that you should be doing, you should be consider, and what you need to know about videos in 2017. Okay? So Kate and I were talking right before we prepared ourselves before this call, and we have 3 separate points. The first one is live video versus YouTube. So I know a lot of you business owners out there are, what I would say, working part-time, working only 12 hours a day. The rest of the time you do whatever you want. Spending time producing videos for your business is not probably one of your priorities. And you're hearing those live Facebook and YouTube and whatnot. So you're not quite clear. Should you do Facebook Live? Should you do video? Should you do either or? So that's a great point. So Kate, enlighten us. What is your wisdom with live videos versus YouTube?
So I love live video. I love it so much. I think it's such an incredible way to get your audience to really get to know you because it's live. So if you make a mistake or you mess up, you just come across as real. You also get to show yourself as an expert in your industry because if you can get on a live chat and just talk about a specific topic and provide a lot of value, right there, you're just showing your credibility in your space. But the thing that really needs to happen with any piece of content or any video is you have to know what the purpose of the video is. And so a Facebook Live is very different than a YouTube video. People are interacting really differently. So I like to explain to people, if you're doing Facebook, if your audience is on Facebook and they're going through their phone and checking it out and, hey, maybe they see, oh, Antoine's on, he's live. What is he talking about? I'm going to jump on and watch. Versus someone who specifically has a question like, hey, I need some tips for my small business marketing. I need some small business marketing ideas. I'm going to go on to Google and search for that. Now that's or if they go on YouTube and search for something like, how do I change the oil in my car? Like you're looking for a specific video that's going to give you those steps.
Right.
So we have to think through the different platforms and what that is. So live video on Facebook is going to look a lot different than a structured video that you're creating for YouTube, where you have to make sure you have the relevant keywords and you want to actually get ranked for it. So totally different purposes. they both have a great, I mean, they're both great. And when used the right way, you can get the results that you're looking for.
So let's talk about I know you have a lot of clients that are attorneys and CPAs and maybe restaurant owners and chiropractors and doctors and dentists and whatnot. I mean, typical small business America, which is all of you out there. So give me a couple of examples of a live video. Like if I'm a chiropractor and I'm like scratching my head and like, how the heck am I going to do live video? And what am I going to do? What's your suggestion? What do you advise?
Okay, so actually one of my students who just took my workshop, he is a chiropractor, and so we came up with what value is he going to provide to his audience. So who would actually watch, what would they actually watch? And so he came up with a couple different videos. And the first way to come up with some videos that you can do is, what are the top 3 to 5 questions you get asked all the time that you can answer really simply? So for him, one of the questions that gets asked is, do I really need to see a chiropractor every week? You know, some chiropractors say you have to, some are like, no, it's okay. So answering that question, that could be a little 2-minute video. Here, yes or no, and why or why not. So simple like that. I worked with a dentist who literally we did a little, and I actually did the video with him. He was too nervous. He didn't want to do it by himself. So we did it together. And I asked him 3 of the questions he gets asked most often. And one of them was, is lemon bad for your teeth? Is it bad for me to be drinking lemon water?
Right.
And so I asked 3 different questions. That video, honestly, we just did it off the cuff just so I can show him how easy it was. And later on that day, I was driving back to my office from the dentist, and I got a phone call from one of my girlfriends that said, hey, I just booked an appointment with this particular dentist because I saw your video. So it's being helpful, and it's answering questions that you already are answering every day, that oftentimes these businesses, they're overlooking it because they're so simple. They don't believe that people don't know the answer.
Right. So yeah, and you're absolutely right. Simplicity. So you know what we advise to our clients is the same thing. I mean, it's like, what am I going to make videos about? And I'm like, we're going to make videos about all the stuff you know that would make a difference in people's, you know. So if you're a dentist, should I brush my teeth once a day, twice a day, or 3 times a day? Is it safe for me to whiten my teeth? How often should I do it? You know, how often should I get a teeth cleaning? You know, when is it a good idea to go see the dentist if you have a pain like this or thing? I mean, all the stuff, you know, these are, you know, I'm sure if you actually wrote, if you took a pad, a paper and a pencil and you start writing, you'll come up with 20, 30, any of you out there will come up with 20, 30 ideas of simple stuff that actually would, you know, make sense for people out there. And you're providing value. So as Kate was saying, which is actually brilliant, is that, you know, people are seeing a video out there. It makes a difference for them. You're providing information as opposed to and I don't know if we should jump on this now. I think I'm jumping the gun here, doing a commercial versus being useful. So I'm going to lead you to that. What's the difference? Because I think that when the people hear video, they hear commercial and they get all stiff, as opposed to providing value. So tell us the difference there on one versus the other.
Yeah. So, and we were talking about this earlier when it comes to video. There's so many different kinds of videos. So I wouldn't ever just blatantly say to a company, don't do a promo video, like don't do a whiteboard animation video or something like that, because those videos have their purpose when done in the right way. But you had mentioned some people that you've seen that they are just promoting their business. Their commercials about, look at me and my company. We've won all these awards and we've done all this amazing thing. You should want to work with us. Well, no, like who wants to work with someone who's just talking about how great they are?
Yeah.
So providing value is a lot different. So it's like what we were just talking about with these questions. You have so much knowledge in your head about whatever industry you're in. When you're able to provide value and share that with people, that's when people are going to tune in. You know, I'll take our little conversation now as an example. You were really, when we scheduled this interview, I said, tell me what I need to be prepared for. And you were like, I want people to walk away with 3 things. We could have a whole half-hour conversation about video and people leave this saying, that was a fun chat, but I still don't know what to do. Whereas you're like, no, I want to provide value so that someone can say, hey, I got some good examples that sparked ideas for my own business. So you're creating value. You're not doing video for the sake of doing video just because it's cool. So think about your audience. What do they want? Like, what do they want from you? And, you know, this chiropractor, I said to him, I called him out because he took my workshop last month and I still haven't seen that video. So I messaged him yesterday on Facebook and I said, when am I going to see this video? And he said, I know, I just have to do the first one. I'm nervous, but what should I do the video about? And I said, what do you mean? What should you do the video about? We created like 10 ideas and he's still kind of caught up in the, I don't think these are good enough. And I said, but one of the things I had him do was ask specifically his clients, what would they want to see a video about? You already know if one of your customers or clients has the question, more of them do, you're providing value, even to just that one person. So I feel like, you know, we get so caught up in our own head. So we really need to be thinking about what's in it for the client. I even look at it like, what stuff do I like to consume? I like to consume very specific videos and podcasts from people. So I think to myself, why do I like to consume it? And one of the reasons why is because they give me those actionable steps, those tips and things that I know that I can lead with.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So provide value. So the first point was live video versus YouTube. So obviously that's 2 different things. The YouTube video is going to be a how-to. So provide, and you know all those how-tos because you've been doing this for 10, 15, 20. So some of you have been doing this for 30 years. So you know everything there is to know about your industry, and just share that. Share tips that would make a difference for people that are going to be watching this. And this is how you get them to actually call you and book your services. And the thing that we just talked about was it's not complicated, right? You just got to do a first video like the chiropractor, just get started and go. So that was the first point. The second point that we want to talk about, preparation. How do I prepare? Do I need lighting? Do I need makeup? Do I need a stunt double? You know, what do I, you don't know. It could be dangerous. But, you know, what do you need in terms of preparation for your videos?
Okay, so preparing for the video is you've identified the value that you're going to provide. So now you are going to decide when am I going to go live and what am I going to say? So this is where we don't need to be scripted. Some people, I feel like there's like 2 kinds of people, like those that just totally go off the cuff and they just press that go live button and they just have no idea where they're really going with it. Or the people that just want to be overly prepared and they're writing scripts and they're reading, or they want to buy a teleprompter. So let's find the happy balance of really what I like to say is just know the topic. What do you want? What are the 1 to 3 main points that you want somebody to get out of that video? What's that value you're going to provide? And then just create a quick agenda of those bullet points. And when you have those bullet points, you're the expert in your industry, so you are going to be fine with flying through those bullet points. You don't have to necessarily write a whole script on it. You just have to know the key points, and then whatever stories you want to share with those things, it's going to flow because this is what you do. And you just have to get started. And I promise you, you'll make a mistake because it's live, especially when you just start out, or you're going to wish you said it a different way or whatever. So you just have to get over it. You just have to get over it and then just know that you're going to roll with it and get it done. Constantly be focused on providing that value to those people that are watching. And as long as you have that in your head and you know what you want to say, you're good.
Right. And so I have clients that are like that. I have clients that yeah, I could just walk in and say, what do you want to talk about? And I said, well, let's do a video on, A, B, and C. And they're like, okay, good, let's roll, right? We mic him up and they roll. And some others are a bit more self-conscious and they just want to be more scripted. I'm going to tell you something. I have never seen a video that was scripted that worked. I just haven't.
Yeah.
They just don't. And the reason why is because you're going to end up looking stiff. You're going to end up looking rigid. It's not going to be natural. It's not going to feel authentic. It's just going to feel like you're just going through the motion, and it's not really enjoyable to watch. So you could actually go and just say, you know what, I'm trying to figure this out and I want to provide value to you. So here's the point that I was thinking today, you're brushing your teeth and, it's sensitive in the back. What should you do? Well, do that, then do that and do that. And if that doesn't work, then give us a call and we'll take a look at it. That's a great video. It's off the cuff. You're just going and you're rolling. But so when we're talking about preparation is, think about what the point of the value is, and what are the 2-3 things you want to say, and then just let it roll. Don't read a paper. I have a script here, right here, for me and Kate. I have not read a word for it. I'm using it as a cheat sheet just to make sure that I don't step over something. Like I want to make sure that there is a format, but I just want to roll with it because otherwise it's going to be scripted. It's not going to be fun. So that's a great point. Is preparation. So this was point number 2, and thank you very much, Kate, because that's a big deal. You can't.
Yeah.
You just got to prepare enough so you know what you want to say, and then you want to be as natural and as authentic as it is. So don't read a paper.
Yeah.
That's right.
Let your personality shine through.
Right.
That's what that's what is going to grab someone's attention. You're never going to watch a video of someone that's like this reading off of a script versus like, hey, like this person looks like they're engaging and smiling and having a good time and telling me something important.
Yeah. And one of the things that's actually interesting here, you're saying something. So let's be straight here for a lot of business owners that are watching. I can see you saying, okay, but I don't have a personality like Kate and I don't have a personality like Antoine. Perfect. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. Kate is very outgoing. You give her a microphone and boom, off she goes. And same thing with me. And that may not be you. You may not have you don't like the microphone, you don't like to be on camera and whatnot. So we're not telling you to be any different than who you are. Just be your natural self. And if you are a little bit more reserved and less outgoing, then that's what it is. Which, by the way, it's probably appropriate for the type of business you do. Okay, if you're a business litigation lawyer and you go, hi, it's just going to be weird. That's appropriate for Kate and I. So just be appropriate within it's same thing as a dentist. We're not expecting a dentist to be jumping up and down. It's going to be like it's a doctor. It's a bit more reserved. So be yourself, but just don't be, stiff. And if you need to, I don't know, maybe have a shot of scotch, or whatever. Just do that.
I did work with someone who was totally in his head and he just couldn't get out of his own way. And he took a shot and I just was cracking up, but he killed it.
Yeah.
After that shot.
I'm telling you, I'm just saying, we're not encouraging alcohol right here. We're not saying you should smoke or drink anything.
Not encouraging alcohol by any means.
But whatever Disclaimer. It is, do what you got to do. It's called preparation. All right. So that was point number 2, which was preparation. In other words, do a shot of tequila. No. All right. And number three, easy to start. And that is a great point, right? It's like we talked about being nervous, but the equipment and the consistency. And, Kate was talking to me before we started the video about this client and, it's, 10 days later, still haven't done it. And then, they're kind of like, they don't know where to start. So talk about that, easy to, getting started, like don't make it overly complicated and whatnot. What's the tips you could give to people out there that are...
Antoine.
Yes.
I totally could not hear anything that you just said. Can can you go back to easy to start?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Because it yeah, but it like totally cut out. I saw your lips moving, but I didn't hear anything. So I just want to make
I
sure.
was doing sign language. Okay, I'll do it again. All right, so we just did number one, which was live video versus YouTube. We did number two, which is preparation. Be prepared, prepare yourself. And number three is easy to start. So, how do I start as a small business? So, Kate, what tips do you have for business owners that say, okay, I got it. I know I need to do videos. I'm going to do it, but I don't know how to get started. So, what do they do?
So I find that most people, they have two barriers of doing video. The first is a mental thing. They just are nervous. How am I going to look on camera? Am I going to make a mistake? And then number two is equipment. So first I'll just talk about equipment because that's a pretty easy thing to just like figure out.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people think, oh my gosh, I have to spend $10,000 on a new camera and video equipment and all that stuff. But really, our phones are so powerful that we can create really quality video just by using your iPhone. In fact, a lot of these, you can buy extensions and stuff for lenses and like way to make, you can travel around with your iPhone and have a really quality camera. So I like to tell people the three things that you need to be focused on when it comes to doing a video is one, it's the lighting. So have you ever seen a video where it looks like someone's like in a cave, you can't even see their eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Not good.
Not good.
So make sure you have lighting in front of you, and you can have just a light that you already have in your house, or it's so inexpensive to go on Amazon and just buy some nice studio lights right now, or like a ring light that works really well. So I always encourage someone to just invest in one of those. And then two is the microphone. So definitely people are not going to listen to bad audio, and you can grab a lavalier mic, a mic like this. Again, you can invest in that. Or worst case scenario, if you're in a room, you have to be in a very quiet, tight room that doesn't have bad acoustics or anything. And that could be good enough. But I always tell people, if you want to up your game, like just invest in a little mic. You can buy a lavalier mic for $20. And then stability. So making sure that you have some kind of a tripod or something that is holding your phone. A lot of people that just do the whole, like, I'm just going to selfie it the whole time. It's not appealing or visually appealing to the person that's watching the video. So invest in a tripod of some kind and make sure that you're looking at the person in camera. So I'm sure you've all seen a video of someone like looking up at us or looking down at us. So make sure you're looking at the person.
Right.
And it's stable. So if you have those three things, just using your phone, again, even just your phone in a room with like a light that you already have in front of you could be a great place to start. But investing in some stuff and spending, less than $100 to get quality equipment to make your videos stellar is would totally be worth the investment, especially if you're doing this for your business. So that's the thing. You can totally start with your
I know. Yeah, it's really
phone. It's so easy.
I know. Yeah, it's you got
two. Yeah. Let's talk about the mindset thing.
Yeah.
We all get stuck in our own heads, and we get nervous because we think we're going to make a mistake. We think that we're going to sound stupid or whatever. And we just have to get over it and realize that, first of all, when you start doing video, especially live, when you hit that record button, it's like you get the adrenaline going. It's like a weird feeling because you're talking to no one. You're looking at a camera and doing a live video. And then when you start to see some people jump on, you get a little bit more nervous because now you're like, oh my gosh, people are actually watching me. So we just have to kind of get over that fear and understand and believe that we have a lot of value that we can provide, that we have things to say, that our audience wants to hear from us. And just realize that the only way you're going to get better is if you do the first video, then the second, then the third, and you just get used to using video. You get used to going live, and you're going to start to see it's going to take some time to start to build and grow that audience, but it's totally worth it. But we have to get out of our head. You just have to. I love that, Mel Robbins, that 5-second rule.
No, but tell
oh my
me
gosh,
about it.
Mel Robbins YouTube her. She's incredible. She has she does all this mindset stuff, and she has all of these like anyway, she shares all these really amazing YouTube videos. And one of the things that her book, she has a book out called The 5 Second Rule. And she says every time that we're resisting something, when we resist doing the thing we need to do,
Mm-hmm.
she has this 5 second rule, which is essentially counting backwards. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Mm-hmm.
and just do it. Like, don't let yourself not do it. So watch that video. And then the next time you're going to go live, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1,
Let's
click the go live button.
let's go. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So I agree with you 100%. Everything you said. When I did my first video, I knew I wanted to do it, and it was probably about 3 4 years ago. And I looked in camera equipment, and 3 4 years ago it was actually a lot more expensive than it is now. It's just becoming a lot
Yeah.
cheaper. And I remember I was looking for lighting, and it was like $2,000 $3,000 for lighting, and I was like, Jesus, I mean that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I don't even know if I'm any good at it or if I'm gonna like it. So I don't know if I want to invest. And I bought, actually, it's still lighting my room. It's right behind me. It's a $75 construction floodlight from Home Depot, and it's brilliant
Oh
because
my
and I
gosh.
and I brighten it. It's actually pointed at the ceiling, so it gives me a background, and it's great light, and I use that in my office because it gives me the light. So it just makes the point that you don't have to spend a fortune. I agree with you. Have some good lighting. Like if I didn't have that light, it'd be a little bit dark, and it would be exactly what Kate is talking about. I'd be too dark and probably wonder if I'm in a cave. And you'd be right, it's a cave. Yes, and I am Batman. But the second two is a microphone. Get yourself a good microphone. You can see Kate has a good microphone, and I bought myself a good microphone too because it's important. I don't know how much you spent for yours, but this is a Blue Yeti microphone. It's about $125. So if you want to do things like that, you don't have to spend a fortune, but you don't have to start with that. There is lavalier for $20 that you hook up to your mobile phone, and it will give you an amazing video. So, yeah, easy to start. There's no excuse. Anyone out there can get started. We talked about it before about looking at our. I don't know if you have. You probably have in your file some of your first videos, but mine are still posted in my channel, and they really are not great at all. But I started. I just went for it and say, you know what, I'm going to give it a try. And I can guarantee you one thing for sure is that your 10th video will be significantly better by a large margin than your first one. Your 50th video will be, oh my God, amazing compared to the first one. And the 100th video you do will be, it's a different person altogether. So the way to go about it
Yeah.
is just go for it. Just give it a try. And I say that as, and I was telling Kate before that, allow yourself to suck at it. Just allow yourself to just swing, at the wind and not even hitting the ball ever. It doesn't matter. Just give it a try because here is the angle for you as a small business owner. Your competition across the street is figuring out a way how to do it. And whoever does that first and actually gets the video out there first and start to get themselves a following will win. If that's not enough motivation for
Yeah.
you, like that. So I think we've covered, this was great. We've covered 3 points. So live video versus YouTube, prepare yourself. And the third one, it's easy to start. Don't be nervous. You don't need $1 million equipment, and you should get going like right now. So Kate, on that note, thank you so much for doing this show with me. I know we've provided great feedback and provided value for business owners out there trying to figure out how to do videos. Now, I know you have a workshop, so can you tell us about it? Like if someone is interested and say, I think this is really great, but I'd like to have a bit of a hand holding. What is your workshop about, and how can people find out and sign up for it?
Yeah, it's a live workshop. I actually do it in Delray Beach. I'll be doing it more on a webinar type of virtual workshop as well. But for now, I like to do it live. I really love the interaction with the people that come to it. And it is 3.5 hours of you come in and it's not just me talking. You have a workbook and you workshop out your whole plan. So we go through like all the different phases of like what your video should be about, how are you going to go live? When are you going to go live? Where are you going to go live? You get all the equipment that you need to start going live. So when people leave, you can start doing your live video on a regular basis. In fact, I just 2 weeks ago, one of my students came to the workshop, and then 2 weeks later, she did her first live show, and I was like a proud mom. It was so good. She killed it. And I was so excited to see it because she did all the steps that we went through, and she's so excited now. The first one she did, she was so nervous about, and now she's already done 4, and she is loving every second, and they're starting to see some traction and getting some audience. And so I want everyone that comes to the workshop really to leave prepared, confident in the ability to go live and start using video and just get started.
Okay, very cool. So I'm seeing that it's an investment of $199 to register, and it's in Delray Beach, Florida. So that's not a bad place. So wherever you are, you can get in the plane. You can land either in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, or West Palm Beach, and it's about an hour drive to Delray Beach, which is I think was named one of the top 10 small cities in America. So it's a really cool place, and you can go and take a course and then go and hang out for the weekend in Delray Beach. So on that note,
absolutely,
very cool. So on that note, thank you so much. But now, if you like this video or if you got value, please right below there, just click on like or subscribe.